Well, once again, I'm out there making it a great day. It's a chilly day and I'm on the road, folks. I left Florida when it was one season. I feel like I've went from one season into another season. I left Florida, it was 80 degrees. It was spring, summer. Now I've ventured all the way north to Kentucky to winter. It's like I switched seasons really fast. I've been on the road all night. Left about 5 p.m. I did make a lot of stops. I stopped at Buc-ee's. I was trying to time it so I could end up at daylight here at this location, Renfro Valley, Kentucky. Some of you may not have heard of it. I don't think there's any YouTubers that I know of have stopped here and highlighted this, but it is 26 degrees, folks. Am I crazy? Yes, I'm crazy. But this place has some memories for me when I was growing up as a child, and I'm gonna go around, we're gonna talk about that. I'm gonna show you some of the old buildings here. They do a live a barn dance here on the weekends. They got some construction going on here, so they're trying to do some improvements is what they tell me. I talked to the lady at one of the stores that is open. All the other stores, they say, are open when they have music events. And a lot of the Opry stars have played here. This place started in 1939. It's got a rich history. And they wanted it to be called the music capital of Kentucky. Kind of like Nashville is to Tennessee. And it's been here a long time, 1939. And I'm going to tell you stories about the 1970s when I came here. And some good memories as a child coming here. And let's go take a look at Renfro Valley. Coming at you right now. Right there on the floor, Gigi.
Oh my God! Stop!
Where are you going in such a hurry, boy?
Not even a slight bit of mild nudity.
Hey everybody, this is John Schneider.
We are the Gravlax brothers from the planet Fuckatron.
Hey, this is Butch Patrick from the Munsters.
I'm gonna put you out of the jail and throw away the key.
Make it a great day.
Because you deserve it.
Yes, you do.
You deserve it.
You deserve a great day.
Well, here we are at home of the Renfro Valley Barn Dance. And the building we're looking at here is the original barn from 1939. And when they started the barn dances, and then it got bigger and bigger as it went into the 40s and the 50s and 60s, and 60s and 70s, this place was hopping. All the Opry stars, a lot of, well, not all, maybe not all of them, but a lot of the Opry stars have performed here. Some current ones now still come down here. They have a new barn way back there in the back. We might show that here a little bit later, but I got a lot of buildings to show, so let's move onward. This right here is their administrative building, which looks like a big log cabin. But there's many buildings here on property. I see they even have an outhouse over here. It says the Oak Tree Blacksmith Shop. None of these shops are open, but we are kind of looking around because I think it's neat. This is a big old log cabin here, and it is a store, I do believe. It's just closed now. It's a log cabin craft shop. This area is called the Bittersweet Cabin Village and Gift Shop is what this area is, and there's several log cabins over here. I can't get over in there. I'd like to, but several different little shops. It looks like a barber shop, and can't read what that shop is. There's a wishing well there. Could probably make a little film here at this. With all this background, a wider shot of the original barn. And the new barn, from an aerial view, the new barn is 2 or 3 times larger than the old barn, the original barn. They have a placard here from the state of Kentucky. It says, Renfro Valley, Kentucky. Among those who started their careers here are Red Foley, Homer and Jethro, Lily Mae, and the Coon Creek Girls, Old Joe Clark, Merle Travis, and numerous others. You may recognize some of those names. Yeah, here's a little sign about the Pioneer Village area. You got an Appalachian Experience, Handmade Crafts, Pioneer Life video presentation. There's a loom house, I guess, where they make rugs and things. But what's I wanted to see is on the other side of the road, and they won't let you park over there no more because it's not an operational restaurant anymore, but they have a tunnel that goes underneath the road to get across safely. So I'm going to walk over here now, but I'm going to eventually walk back, and we're going to look at the church and the school and some of the other buildings and the new barn back on the other side. That is pretty cool that they have installed a tunnel. I don't ever remember that there when I was a child. I don't think it was there. But back here is the original historic lodge restaurant. And I remember going through this building here as a child, and it was a big gift shop, and it ran all the way down to the end, and it was long. It was a big gift shop, and then there was a restaurant over here on that side, and it's no longer in use. Maybe they could restore this. That would be cool, because I remember going in this building and looking at the gifts at the gift shop. We never ate at the restaurant, but it doesn't look like it's been in operation for many years. This is one of the buildings I do remember that was here when I was a child. And this brings back a lot of memories, walking in this here building and going through the gift shop. And they've relocated the gift shop across the street, and we're going to walk back over there. I'm going to go underneath the tunnel and look at some more buildings. This here is a statue of a character that played this barn dance for 51 years. His name was Manuel Dewey Clark. He died in 1998. He performed at the barn dance for 51 years as the character Old Joe Clark. Kind of neat. They have an old country music store, and of course it's not open. Here is their country music store here at Renfro Valley, which is only open when they have a performance going on. And it looks like an old-time country store is what it looks like. Look at how vintage that sign is up at the top. I guess they got ice cream in there as well. Shame it says open, but I don't think it is. She told me nothing was open here. Look at this gem of a gas pump, Crown Extra. One of them old time back in the 20s and 30s. You see the little gas be going up in the top. They do have a little bit of construction going on. Some I need hooked on phonics. Revitalization of Renfro Valley, and I'm sure they're going to make some great improvements. Right over there, that yellow building, I remember that back in the late 90s when I stopped here, was a gift shop. And they got several other shops which are not open. And I found a stray cat here at Renfro Valley. Hey guy, what you doing? Yeah, I miss my kitty right now. What are you doing? He's wanting some attention. This right here is what they call the new barn. It's been here many years. The new barn theater that they built, I would guess in the 80s or the 90s, but I'm not sure. But they still do performances. They're doing them this year. Looked on their website. Check their website out as well. Link's going to be in the description, and also on the screen. Hey, there's Cody McCarver's old buddies, Confederate Railroad. They were here November 5th. That's kind of neat. And I don't recognize a few of these people. Sarah Evans, know who that is. She was at Bo's Extravaganza. And Rhonda Vincent, know her. She's Bluegrass. Josh Turner. Everybody knows Lori Morgan. She's going to be here December 3rd, looks like. Shenandoah. A few names that I know. Exile. Check them out on their website. And if you're down this way and you want to come to a concert, I'm sure it'll be a great show. The original person who started Renfro Valley, his name was John Lair. And later on, he sold it. And I believe it was to these two people, Don and Vera Evans. And they've since passed away as well. And they've got a bench out here in their memory. It's kind of like a square in a way, a town square almost. And they're revitalizing a lot of the buildings and stuff, and going to add a bunch more shops, probably another restaurant. But at the very end, there's some very unique original log cabins that are here. And I believe one's a church and I believe one is a school, but that's what I remember. I know the church is around there, but I think this is a house right here, and I think the other one is a schoolhouse down there. But we're going to go check it out and see. Right here at the end is the old church, and I'm sure it's probably locked and you can't get in. Almost looks like the church that was in Hazard Square on the Dukes. Almost. It's not quite as tall. I do stand corrected. It is the Red Bud Schoolhouse. It is locked, unfortunately. But when I was here back with my parents in the early 90s, you could walk in the schoolhouse, and I remember you could push a button, and it told the story of John Lair and how he created Renfro Valley and all the Opry stars and things that have come here and performed. Love looking at old buildings like this, and they have a bunch of log cabins down here here at Renfro Valley. I'm a little saddened that nothing's really open. It's not of course it is November and it is cold. How many log cabins have central air? This one does. It's behind the scenes. You ain't supposed to see that, but we did see that, and too late. But yeah. I'm sure they might let you go in there when they're open, when they have a concert or something going on. Well, I've walked around here and it's very, very cold, like 26 degrees here at Renfro Valley. Not a lot going on in Renfro Valley today, not what I remember. It was booming back in the 70s and the 80s, and of course it's still booming, don't get me wrong, it's just not during the week, and it's cold during the week. Nobody's coming. It's a tourist place. They do have the music on the weekends, select weekends. Check their website for that. I came here first time when I was 5 or 6 years old, and we would come every year because my dad was heavily into bluegrass music. He played the guitar, the mandolin, the banjo. He played all that. We would come here and camp, and we would come to in the early 70s, Mac Wiseman took it over. He was a bluegrass legend. Mac Wiseman started out with a fellow named Bill Monroe on the Grand Ole Opry. Bill Monroe and his Bluegrass Boys. He's the father of bluegrass music. Hopefully somebody knows that. Everybody knows that. But Mac Wiseman played in the band with the Bluegrass Boys. Then he decided to go solo. Mac Wiseman was one of those guys, and he was famous for a song called Jimmy Brown the Newsboy and Love Letters in the Sand and a song called Wildfire, and he had a whole string of hits. He teamed up with the Osborne brothers quite a bit. But Mac Wiseman had a bluegrass. He came down here and tried to kind of take over Renfro Valley and revitalize it a little bit in the early 70s. So he had a big bluegrass festival, and over here where the RV park is where they had it. And we came every year, and about one year, about 4 or 5 years into it, we'd come down here and camp. And sadly, at the time a ticket was about $5 or something like that. And one of Mac Wiseman's security guards shot and killed a man for jumping the fence and didn't pay. And this man had like 5 or 6 kids or something like that. But shot and killed a man over a $5 ticket to get in. And after that, my dad said, "We ain't coming back." And at the time, that was shocking. For something like that to happen at an event. Definitely come check Renfro Valley out. That's why I stopped here. And I'm going to have some videos coming. Hopefully, I don't know what they're going to be, of where I grew up. I haven't been there in 12 years. It's a small town, and not a lot to see and not a lot to do. And the further north I've went, the deader the trees look. There's no leaves in these trees. I think these trees got drunk and shook all the leaves off. That's what I thought. I'm excited to see some cousins and a bunch of friends and go out to eat at a couple places I hadn't ate in a long time, and then head on back home to Florida. That's my home. What I'm going to show you in a future video is where I used to live. It used to be home, but haven't lived there in 20 years. Haven't been there in 12, but it's just so far away, about 1,000 miles. My friend Tina, I've called her last night and this morning to let her know what's up and where I'm at. Been to Buc-ee's, got her some goodies from Buc-ee's, and because she brought me a bunch of goodies when she came down to visit me the last 2 times she's came down this year, and I appreciate that, Tina. And don't know what I'd do without Tina, my friend Tina. Hope you enjoyed it. Check out the links to Renfro Valley. Check out their concert schedule, because they got a lot of good artists, country music artists that appear here all the time. And come support them if you can. Remember, go out there, make it a great day the best way you know how. As long as it ain't freezing like this. I can't wait to get back in Florida and get my shorts on. But go out there, make it a great day, because you deserve it.